Hi guys, and welcome to another episode on Amazonia YouTube channel. In today's video, I'll be talking about how to create a line item inside the DSP. In the previous video, you could see how to create an order, and in this one, we're continuing with creation of a line item. So here we are. When we created the order, this is what we're presented with. Some basic graph that's going to be populated in the future with the data as the time goes on, and here there will be multiple line items that we will be creating. Now, typically what we like to do is to have as granular structure as possible. So we would like to split line items by device type, ideally per audience, if that makes sense in terms of how the big audience is. So let's go with creating another one. So create line item. Okay, here we are. So first we need to give line item a name. Now think about it. You want to have a line item name as descriptive as possible because you, as I said, you will have a multiple of line items. So you want to know by just a brief look of it, what is it? Is it a line item for desktop or line item for mobile, line item for desktop or this kind of audience, etc. So first let's cover some of the basic split that you have to do, and that is to split your line items per desktop and per mobile. As you know, and I covered that in previous videos, majority of traffic on Amazon is happening through mobile. So somewhere from 60 up to 85% of traffic is coming through mobile. So you want to have a possibility through DSP reporting to do your reports on a line item level. And by having a line item per device, that will give you a strict information, clear and precise information, how you're doing on desktop, and then on another line item, how you're doing on mobile. So let's name it whatever. Let's name it example line item, just for the sake that we move on. Then you will have the first option that you see is the media. So are you creating a display ad as we are right now, or are you creating a streaming TV ad or online video? I will be covering this in the future, but let's continue with the display. Then the first option, as I said, is to choose, is it going to be a desktop or mobile environment. Now, depending on what you choose over here, some of the other options will be limited and changed, but we'll cover them both. So let's do desktop first. So you saw that as soon as I disabled the mobile, then I lost the option to choose the mobile environment for, is it the mobile app or mobile environment through the mobile browser on our phones. So let's stick with the desktop. With this selected, I usually go ahead and add like a desktop here to the line item name. Then for products and services, you want to select something as close to your product range or product that you plan to advertise in DSP. Now, for as far as I know, these products and services that you select is mostly for reporting purposes and for some recommendations that DSP is gonna provide you. So I don't know. Let's do whatever. Office supplies, doesn't matter. Now, inventory part is very important. As you can see, by the default, November last year, Amazon updated this option to automatically include additional inventories like Echo Show, Fire Tablet, Fire TV, IMDb, Twitch, and Whole Foods and Fresh Digital Displays. So now by default, everything is selected, and they call it Amazon owned and operated inventory, which is fine to some extent, but you wanna, if you're just starting out, I recommend that you test that, run it as it is, and then refer to our video when I did Amazon DSP placement optimizations, and then you will see for each of these inventories how are you doing, and if needed, you can turn off some of these. Now, for the purpose of this order and line item, because we're creating a remarketing campaign, I'm going to go ahead and hit change and then select select individual publishers, and I'm gonna leave only Amazon here because I'm interested to target only people browsing actively on Amazon and Amazon only. Click done. Then further, you can expand your reach by having Amazon Publisher Direct. In short, that's a family of network and other providers where you can position your ads. It's similar to what Google has, Google, how they call it, partner network or something like that. Anyway, for this reason, for the same reason as the inventory selection, we're gonna limit only for our ads to be shown on Amazon, and we're gonna do that also on third-party exchanges because we don't want to target broad audience all over the world. Wherever somebody's browsing, we want to focus that only on Amazon. So go there and remove all of them and click save. Now this, what I'm doing here is specifically in the context of creating a DSP campaign for remarketing purposes because we want to target the users who saw our competitors' products but didn't end up buying. So we want them to show them our products. Next up is the targeting section, also really, really important. First up that we see is the audience, but please note, out of these already presented options, you also have an option to include additional targeting options, such as if we included the mobile, you could select which kind of mobile OS you want to target. Is it landscape orientation or horizontal? Then audience and location is already selected. You can also add day parting, language, and I forgot what this one is. So keep that in mind that there's plenty of other options. Domain contextual are integrated already. Viewability is very important, for example, and we'll talk about that in future videos. But that you have an option to define what does Amazon DSP considers as an impression. Is it like by default it's 50% of ad seen more than 1 second, but you can increase that to be like 70% of ad. If 70% of ad is visible somewhere on the screen, that is an impression, which makes more sense, but kind of limits the reach. But as I said, it's another topic. And then are a few other options there. So just pay attention that there are many other available. Now for the audience. This is very interesting because where the true power remains. So let's take a glance of it. So here you can filter by some of the categories custom built. For custom built, there will be, that's the place where your custom built audience is going to land. So when you expand that, you will see all of your custom audiences created. And I'll be linking how to create those in a second. And there are many others like devices, lifestyle, and then all the other subcategories. You can also search by audiences here. So let's try to search for car, just so I can show you. This is by the way, this is French account, so some of the words are still in French, even though I translated that. So for the time being, what you need to understand in audiences is that you want to target certain audiences. For example, I think this is the ones who are interested in a camping car and accessories for camping car, for RVs. Then what really makes a difference between DSP and regular campaign manager is because you can add exclusions here. So these are the audiences that we added, but we have an option to add as an exclusion from that audiences that we don't want to target. For example, you want to target if your product is a type of like a one-off buy, so it's not consumable. So somebody would probably buy it once every few years or 10 years. Then you have an option to exclude your previous buyers, because you don't want to spend your money on remarketing them who already made a purchase. So what you can do here is that you can hit add, and then there's the operator to create a logic function like target these audiences and these audiences, or you can say or these audiences, and you can say operator and then hit, for example, exclude here. So target those who are interested in camping cars and camping car accessories, and exclude family car owners, if that would even make sense. But to make a point here, so you can exclude any group that specifically you don't want to target. Anyway, so that's for the audience. Now let's move on. You have an option to define a specific location where you want your ads to appear. Then I'm gonna skip these few because it's really big topic, especially this one. So this is one of the latest. Now you have the option to, similarly to the categories, to the campaign manager, you can also target categories. You can target specific products and related products. This is also very interesting. Auto target pages of products related to your advertised products. So I feel like Amazon DSP can potentially become a campaign manager, because this is now really an advanced targeting that we're missing in campaign manager. Now again, devices, that we don't have option to select that, because we selected desktop for this line item, and similar for mobile app. Twitch also, we disabled Twitch as a targeting, so we don't have these kind of options. Now up to delivery section. Because we've selected in my previous video during the order creation, we selected that we want to manually optimize the budget, and if we've selected the option to let Amazon DSP automatically spread it, we wouldn't have an option to set the line item budget over here. So since we set the order level budget, you need to calculate, like if you set your order level budget to be 1,000 euros, you need to think of and plan, okay, if I'm planning to have 4 line items in this order, I want to dedicate, for example, if it's an even spread, I want to have every line item at 250 euros of monthly ad spend. Then I want to use, or for example, if one of the line items is more important than the other ones, then you can decide the split. Now let's set it to a 250. There is an option to set a daily or monthly spending limit, also similar as we had on order level, so similar as that one. Now the pacing. You have 3 options. You can define if you want to spend these 250 euros at an even pace throughout the month, and the system will automatically spread that by 30 days, and then you will have some daily limit. Then there's this option to pace ahead, and this lets you spend up to 25% more than the daily even pace target, which is fine. You let some freedom to the algorithm to bid more, up to 25% per day, if it thinks like if it calculates that the probability of a sale is going to increase. And then you have an option to spend this budget as quickly as possible. This is useful, for example, if you're setting up a campaign for a upcoming deal, or during the Prime Week you decided to start your advertising and you just want to push really hard. There's also an option to use a catch-up boost that's even higher. So as it says, turning on catch-up boost will lead to an inconsistent delivery. If you want to avoid delivery spikes, we recommend turning catch-up boost off. So this is even a higher boost. Even higher boost like you can set even distribution, but give it like a catch-up boost to hit that spending goals that you wanna have. Now the fees, that's automatically inherited to what we've selected on order creation. And now the frequency cap, if you remember from the previous video, I think we set order frequency capping to 10, so we can maybe have this at, I don't know, 5 for one day. I will leave it at that. Now the bidding, the last option, you have an option to use the order priority of bidding, which is prioritize KPI target, and you can customize it. As you see, they're recommending a bid priority defines how Amazon Ads determines bid on an advertiser's behalf or based on the probability that impression will yield the selected goal. If you opt in to use a custom, then you can prioritize KPI target or prioritize spending full budget of the line item while maximizing performance. I wouldn't go with this one because that's actually an automatic one. But when you set a 250 euros per line item, they will make sure to spend it, regardless of if it hits your KPI target or not. So I will just skip to the prioritize KPI target and just absolute control for this one. Now for the base bidding, there is an actual table that defines how you should bid on. Let me try and bring that up for you. Okay, I don't think I can share it right now, but I'm gonna link it in the first comment below. And it's a recommendation from Amazon, like depending on how broad is your audience, are you targeting, have it here, yeah, if you're targeting North American audience or European or Japan or any other, and depending on viewability settings, what is the recommended bid. But let's say that you have 5 euros here, and please note that's not per click, that's by 1000 impressions. That's why the viewability setting is really important, because it can really greatly influence how much you pay to Amazon. And the maximum average cost per melee, you can actually let Amazon automatically optimize that. I think they will, if you select use prioritize spending full budget, then they can even make that be up to 13, 14, depending if the algorithm calculates that it's going to increase the probability of conversion, or if that's needed to actually spend all the budget. But here I would like to have manually set, and we can set a double. So the maximum average CPM of 11.28 or higher to optimize pacing. So this is the recommendation from Amazon DSP, where we should put it at to optimize pacing. But it's better to have it somewhere around that than to not have it at all, because then it can go crazy. The last option, bid modifiers, that's completely crazy. That's advanced, so advanced that it's a separate video or two about it, because you have an option. It's not like just add modifiers as in Campaign Manager, but you have an option to include an Excel file with detailed information, like, hey, when somebody browse from Apple iPhone, increase my bids to, I don't know, 2 times, 20% or whatever. Then if somebody is visiting from all kinds of stuff. So probably a topic for advanced DSP that I'll be recording in the late future. So this is it. This is what you need to set up as desktop line item, and we're gonna do a similar thing in my next video for mobile, and I'm gonna show you some of the key differences in mobile app setup. So let me know if this was clear. Yeah, once again, yeah, I skipped to cover this one. I honestly don't rely too much on it, because it's a forecast from Amazon DSP that depending on what you set, that what is effective cost per melee that you can see depending on what you set here, and it's affected by the audience size and the targeting that we defined and the inventory and etc. Like available impressions are 2.8 million up to 2.9 million, but impressions are nothing. We are interested in the real reach, not the impression. It's just it's a vanity metric. And available spend would be this high. And then if you go less than that, you can like see some kind of a estimation to that. But I really don't trust it much. We just rely on the accumulated data over time. So once again, thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye, guys.